Good afternoon, folks. Another Grip TV broadcast. We've got a St. Patty's Day GT3 shootout here for you today, the second race of the series. And unfortunately for Zandvoort, the GT3s will be leaving for Sao Paulo, Brazil to begin next week's session. We just came off a disappointing first race of the St. Patty's Day GT3 series with both Michael and Matt crashing out. Michael Rasmussen finishing 10th for the day, and Matt Malone finishing around 13th. Both unfortunate finishes for today, as we were expecting some pretty quick turnaround from yesterday's Sunday Funday GT3 challenge. Down in the lower split today, we had Tony McCallum. He's coming off a fantastic first series drive. He came from a 15th place start up to a 6th place finish with a total of 8 rankings increase today. Even more so, it gets even crazier. Yesterday, he finished off a first place win, starting from 4th place over at Zandvoort. He'll be racing now in the second series. You can catch him over on his stream, Tone the Moan, as we're casting off here for St. Patty's Day, Series 2 of the GT series.
Yep, thanks for being in the booth for this one, Judson. Yeah, I'm going to do my best. Good luck, Tony. Good luck, Michael.
Yeah, good luck.
There he is.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, top split. We're going to be looking at the grid and how we're lining up. We're going to look at some of the dark horses here that are going to be competing against Michael and Matthew. Michael today has the number 3 plate for the second race of this series. Is starting off at 4th as we begin the warm-up lap around the track. Matt Malone, starting 20th, has the 17th plate. Based on how he raced yesterday or earlier today, he came from a 14th position start up to 6th, so we should expect a pretty high flying performance from him as long as he stays out of trouble. Today's dark horse, we got this guy, number 1 plate, Dave Gelink. Not only does he have a pretty solid qualifying time of a 1:34.755, he seems pretty consistent on the day in warm-ups and should provide Michael quite a bit of a challenge as we go around this track for a 30-minute shootout. Keys for today's race, Michael Rasmussen. Can he break the 1:35 and 1/100ths time consistency average over today's race? That's something that he was able to log yesterday, and unfortunately for the first race of this series, being crashed out, only could perform with the 1:37 average. Key for Matt Malone is going to be race consistency.
User joined your channel.
How can Matt Malone challenge for today's race, get through the traffic and still maintain consistent lap times and have an overall performance? There's going to be high expectations for both drivers today in the top flight, as this is again the last race at Zandvoort before we move on to Sao Paulo for the Interlagos week.
That's right.
Michael,
should be a heck of a race.
It's Michael and Matt,
go ahead,
I
Judson.
wanted to hear what, yes, I want to check in and hear what you guys are thinking as far as Zandvoort and what you guys have going on next week.
Well, right here on Grip TV, all the live racing action happens. And as we take our pace lap around here, the nerves are going. I'm nervous. I'm in the top split. I don't think I belong here. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Michael, how you feeling?
Oh man, excited.
Yeah, you have a lot to redeem here, huh?
I should just hope I can keep up with these guys. Gonna try and not let them have a gap.
Well, I wish both of you drivers great luck. We're coming down to the final 4 turns before we get on the front stretch and get into green light racing. Again, this is the second race of the series of the St. Patty Day GT3 shootout here on Grip TV. make sure to check or go over to griptv.org. There's a forum there where we do a lot of communications, talk about topics, share setups. And also, you can catch our multi-cast, where you could see not only Michael, Matthew, and Tony all on the same page. We got other top drivers like Timo, one of my favorites, the dark horse in NASCAR racing, 2 solid performances, all over there on griptv.org.
And we're going to be going green flag racing here, folks. Thanks for joining.
All right, the pack is coming around onto the front end straight. Pit cars should be coming off shortly here, and we're going to hit green flag racing.
Pace car's off. You ready?
Pace car off.
Green flag.
Green flag. Michael Rasmus shooting out down on the inside of the turn, going on a defensive route. He's got a lot of pressure behind him. Staying on the inside should set him up nicely.
Right side, clear. On your right.
He's pushed himself up over the 3rd position as long as he can hold it against the number 5 car.
Clear him.
Big gain going into turn 3. Nice job, Michael.
On your right. Still there. Still there. Clear.
Checking in with Matt Malone here. He's sitting behind a big McLaren.
Looks like a
So far,
gaggle.
speeds up from the first race of the series.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, and he pulled a nice move on the inside. He's paired up with that McLaren. Igor Kritznik.
Clear, clear.
And he
Aha.
forced the pass. Nice overtake to start out the race.
Ain't that freaking serious? What about buying the first freaking lap?
Now he's already getting a lot of pressure from the number 6 car of Tomas Hallowen. However, Matt's able to hold him off. He's already pressuring the guy in front of him as they come around onto the front straight.
Woo! First lap in the books.
1:51.353. Ready on that?
Whoa.
Clear.
Matt Malone on the inside going hot, nose diving.
That was a major dive bomb.
And I would imagine a few cans have been pooped in at this point of the race.
Clear.
21's off. Matt overtakes yet another car. Dominant performance. Oh, and we have the 22 get off the coast. That's 2 gains already on this 3rd lap. Now Michael Rasmussen's been sitting solid in 4th. Putting some high flying pressure on what looks to be the number 4 car of Aurelio Leniotti.
Oh, that's Jason Hall in front of me.
It's quite interesting here. Ariello Leonetti, the car that's in front of Michael Rasmussen. 2nd lap goes to 136.725. To Michael Rasmussen's 137, I believe, 341. Looks like stiff competition as the tires are still heating up. This is going to be a tough race to the top or the podium for Mr. Michael Rasmussen. These guys have been a lot more consistent than what we've seen in the last 2 days recording these races. And obviously everybody wants to get their bit in the top flight, as again, this is the last race in Zandvoort until we move over to Sao Paulo. However, with Michael Rasmussen, I'd still put my money into his corner. This guy has unbelievable overall career stats. Somewhere around 40 to 50% top finishes.
Issues, I gotta slow down.
Matt Malone, radio in that there is a slowdown. What's going on there, Matt?
Oh, I took care of it pretty strategically there.
Oh, bollocks.
So I'm good to go now.
Dude.
Try to get caught up here.
Michael Rasmussen has a 44.72% overall in his road career with iRacing. To give you an idea, Michael Schumacher in Formula 1 had only a 28% chance of winnings of his entire career. That's to give you the idea of the kind of dominance that we have with Michael Rasmussen in this GT3 series here on iRacing. We got Matt Malone pressuring the McLaren of Jason Hall, number 3. Not only did Matt Malone have a little slowdown issue, he's gaining it back up and is well within striking reach of this Jason Hall.
If you remember, Jason Hall had the issues there, first lap, first turn, yesterday's race.
Ooh, good memory, Matt.
But it looks like he's settled in pretty good here.
Jason Hall pressuring the car of Benoit Fardian. Sorry for butchering the names here, folks. Some of these are tough. There's going to be a three-way battle coming here that Matt Malone could take advantage of as they get into the first turn after the straight.
Looks like a gaggle, a mini gaggle.
It's a road racing gaggle. Here comes Malone dipping on the inside. Jason Hall feeling the pressure, folks. Here comes Malone. Now trying the outside position as they're coming down to the next strategic overtake position. This is a high-flying, gear down, about 4th gear turn. You go flat out through this turn. As you get down to a 3rd gear turn, likely an area to overtake, depending on how Matt Malone hits this turn. Just not close enough to strike on Jason Hall. Michael Rasmussen, meanwhile, is putting a lot of pressure on Ariello Leonetti. He has gained from over a 1 second fall behind on Leonetti and is now within 200ths of a second. Coming down the front straight, we could see a lot of pressure here, folks. He's drafting behind, trying to get in a position for taking advantage of break on this turn right after the front straight. Here he comes down, dipping his nose on Leonetti. Switch to the inside. Here he is. Oh, just not enough.
It's battling up there, folks.
Michael Rasmussen coming into the turn 3. Leonetti still holding on strong as Rasmussen applies more pressure. Now they go. Rasmussen is not afraid to lay on the pressure, folks. This is quite the battle here. As they come down to the 3rd gear turn, this is a chance for Michael Rasmussen to strike. Not close enough. What now is at stake for Michael is that he's trying to get on the podium here, and Leonetti is defending his podium position of 3rd place.
On your left. All clear on there.
Rasmussen a little wide, Dirt's shot up. Put a little distance between Leonetti and Rasmussen. Now Matt Malone is literally all over this McLaren of Jason Hall. The pressure's just been increasing. If Jason Hall was smart, he would give up this spot and risk the chance of an accident occurring. Because there's a 3-car pileup and Malone is all over it.
1:37.3.
Matt Malone ducks on the inside. Great move. Does he have enough to put his nose on the inside? He does not. But he starts gaining. He's got the inside overtake on Jason Hall.
Still there.
Does he stick it? He does. Matt Malone, folks, overtaking Jason Hall. Now he's
Yes.
on to the next car, Jason Katz. Matt Malone significantly improved from the first race of the St. Paul or the St. Patty's Day GT3 Challenge. Michael Rassman, meanwhile, is gotten back onto the rear bumper of Leonetti. They're high flying. Something's going to need to give here. Leonetti needs to either get out of the way.
Oh, yes,
Or
roadkill.
Michael may have to force the issue if he wants to catch up for the #1 spot. The slow pace of Leonetti has really put Rasmussen in a compromised position in order to get over to the top podium spot. And Rasmussen is laying on the pressure yet again. To Leonetti's benefit, he's been playing a defensive role, sticking to the inside. Really has made it difficult for Rasmussen to go. However, he's taking a look right now on the outside. Dipping down on the inside. Because he has the momentum to overtake Leonetti.
They're up there.
Again, Leonetti holds him on.
1:38.50.
When will this end? Rasmussen's starting to get another look as we're getting into the 3rd gear turn up here. Notorious for overtaking.
I see him up there. I see him. I think. No, that may not. Oh, no, never mind. We're in a whole nother,
He has the
in a whole nother
momentum.
league.
Leonetti is only driving the defensive line to keep Rasmussen at bay. And again, he does it successfully. Matt Malone up to the 16th position. Fantastic drive for him.
Man, there's a whole bunch of cars up there.
Seems like as we were gone, there's a new guy trailing him of Klaus Logman in the McLaren. Applying a lot of pressure right now on Malone.
I'd say so.
How he keeps it cool, I do not understand. If I were in his position, I would feel as if Klaus was going to nosedive and hit my rear bumper. But for some reason, he holds his line and keeps momentum in this race course as he's chasing after Jason Katz. Down the
Oh, man.
way they go. Now, if you remember correctly, folks, Matt Malone has been spending a lot of his week driving in the Mazda Cup. He's netted already 3 wins this week over at Okayama. Short has not spent a lot of cockpit time in his GT3. So to give you an idea, jumping up from the Mazda Cup attention focus to these GT3s and making a climb is pretty impressive. Malone's statistical background gives him an average start at the 5th position. So you can see what kind of out of element he is in this top rank, starting in near the bottom of the pack. A lot of cars to climb through and a lot of accidents to avoid. It's a completely different race for him, and he has adjusted that in his second race. And literally this is night and day in comparison to the first race of this series, where both of our entrants crashed, leaving them somewhat helpless, not even a quarter of the way through the race. Matt Malone has defended off Claus with no problem and is making progress on Jason Katz. Just about a half of a second behind Jason Katz right now, and improving, reeling him in, as we would say. Though a lot of times I call Mr. Malone the bump draft Malone, this has a little relevance when it comes to the GT spec race here. So I'm looking to you, Chad. What would be his road course nickname? Meanwhile, looking further up the track, Michael Rasmussen still in the battle with Aurelio Leonetti. Michael Rasmussen down to about a 1 minute 36 second and about a 500ths of a second average. It's a second better than the first race of the series, however, has not been his best. The Sunday Funday GT3 race put him on an average of a 1 minute 35 second and 1/100th. So 1 second faster. That leaves me to two things. Leonetti is either holding up Rasmussen, which is likely, as Mike was putting on a move down the front end straight here. Leonetti, close on the inside, playing defensive role, does not want Rasmussen to pass him up. Rasmussen trying the outside again, cut back onto the inside, back to the outside. Man,
hey,
that Leonetti has some big butt. Not letting Michael Rasmussen through. He's driving wide, folks. As I was getting back to it, Michael Rasmussen averages a 135 and 1/100ths average. He's a second off that pace. Leonetti needs to give this thing up if Michael's going to have hopes of getting up to first place. Currently, Michael Rasmussen is a whopping 13 seconds back from the later Dave Gelling, who's just been ice cold, 0 mistakes as we finish the last race of this Zandvoort track. Want to check in now, Michael or Matt? How are you doing, Matt Malone?
Trying to reel this guy in.
Michael, how are you doing?
Working hard.
Now, is this Leonetti? Is he holding you up on your pace here, or is your car being difficult?
Maybe Jesse didn't see that.
He's holding me up a bit. He's really hard to get by.
He seems to be taking the defensive line whenever you try to attack on him.
Yeah.
Any ideas where you can take advantage of his defensiveness to get around him?
Not at the moment. All I know right now is the first corner is. I'm not gonna get by in the first corner. He's really trying to fix his line.
Well, you can always pull a Judson and just hit his rear end. I don't suggest that, folks. That's an SR no-no, but the option's still there.
Okay, man. Good job.
Okay, Malone.
We had a road kill.
Yeah, Malone has gotten passed up by Claus Lagman, that McLaren. What happened to Malone?
Issues.
Issues, bollocks.
I had to save it, so it slowed me down, but I saved from spinning.
Malone in 17th place currently. is trying to fight after Claus Legman in that McLaren. And doing a nice job placing pressure on him.
Almost did it again.
Charlie.
And we got a new follower. This time it's Telephone Man. Hey, pick up the phone. Who is it? It's Telephone Man. Thank you for following. Oh! So we got one a little wide there.
Malone assembling a bit of what could be a nice little run on the front end straight against Claus as they round the last turn before the front straight. Is he close enough to take an overtake?
I don't know. I'm gonna try it anyway.
1:37.18.
Nose bomb Malone takes the inside. Not enough. He shuts the door, Claus.
Says Santa Claus, give me a freaking gift.
Matt Malone all over the rear bumper of Claus again. Down to third gear. Overtake opportunity here if he's close enough. Just outside the reach of Malone. Malone's got to be slightly careful. Augustin Bermudez of the number 14 car starting to gain a little bit on him as they've been battling back and forth, Malone and Claus. Looks like it appears Malone's setting up for another front end straightaway overtake opportunity here.
And maybe.
Trying to keep it close to Claus. With Claus gaining a little bit of a distance, about a 1/100th of a second.
Michael's having issues.
Michael Rasmussen spun out. Looks like an altercation with Leonetti. Leonetti, terribly injured. Does not look like he has a drivable car. How's Rasmussen's car, Michael?
Seems fine, just as last time. A lot of aero damage.
Oh my gosh, what a heartbreaker. It looks as if the front end of Rasmussen has quite a bit of aerodynamic damage. We caught them down on the backside of the course, spun out, looked like quite the altercation. Leonetti reaching out and saying sorry to Rasmussen, so something happened. Rasmussen.
Yeah, he lost the car right in front of me.
Oh, terrible.
Thank you.
Ah, that's bad luck.
Rasmussen down.
Roadkill. You don't want to get too close to roadkill.
From that altercation with Leonetti. Leonetti losing the car. Rasmussen close behind, applying pressure for overtake. Well, that was to be foreseen. Rasmussen clearly had the faster car, has the resume of a faster race presence here in Zandvoort. And Leonetti, it was only a matter of time before he made a mistake. Unfortunately, the mistake he had made, Rasmussen fell victim to.
Are we catching him? Those guys 24? I'll just hang back.
I'm so frustrated.
As you can hear from Michael Rasmussen, frustration. Zandvoort is killer when it comes to that. You make a mistake, you could take out half the field. Matt Malone played a strategic role with Klaus Lagman. Just recently communicated with him, trying to work as a team to catch the 2 cars in front of them of Philip Schill.
He makes it sound like a good strategy.
Jason Katz and Philip Schill have been battling for quite some time, while Matt Malone and Klaus were battling. And it appears Jason Katz has overtaken Philip Schill, and as a result, leaving the door open for Klaus and Matt to catch up. So Matt's got to play some kind of card here, either letting Klaus catch up to these guys, as well as him, or overtaking Klaus and getting a look at Philip and Jason. Matt Malone is far more consistent now. He's averaging about a 137.3, far better than the first race of this series. Malone's consistency has much improved, especially as he settled in his later laps. His fastest time right now is a 136.738 in this racetrack.
It's pretty good for me.
Not too shabby. And considering the kind of traffic he has gone through, he's really settled in here. It's not far-fetched to think that Matt Malone will overtake Klaus at some point here.
Hey, Malone, we're sick of hearing your excuses. Why don't you have someone else on to give you excuses for you?
Roughly about 5 minutes left of this race.
I went in the first gear there. It's so dumb to do. Whoa.
Again, my name
4 minutes left. Holy crap.
Make sure you hit the follow the driver that you're following. Michael Rasmussen, Michael RSDK, and Mr. Malone, ShowDown. Both cast almost every single day, two of the top flight drivers in iRacing. Of course, you can always follow Grip TV at griptv.org, where we've amassed quite a few drivers that take flights on a daily basis. Though I would say that Grip TV is predominantly road racers, we found that our drivers are multi-disciplined and have performed well on NASCAR events as well.
Looks like my strategy's not working out. Ooh, that guy got loose. Ooh, something's going on. Oh, it's a... Oh, no. Oh, sweet.
Matt Malone starting to position himself on Klaus again, probably for that front end, or that front straight overtaking opportunity down into turn 1 after the start-finish line.
Oh, man, I almost did that crap again.
Can he get close enough here on the last turn for the front straight? It's not looking good.
Almost spun it around. That was close. Let's just keep it cool here.
Boy, but Malone was faster into that first turn, carrying the momentum out. Starting to pepper Klaus with some pressure again. Now Malone just needs to take care of business to catch up to Phil. Now looking over to Michael Rasmussen, I want to check in with Michael and see how the aero package for his car is doing at this point. Rasmussen, not nearly as bad as he was last race when he crashed. Was currently running about 136.
Issues.
His most recent lap, lap 17, was a 137.256. He's coming around the straight. Let's see how he does on this lap. The Dane's still flying.
White flag.
136.687.
And we got the white flag.
And the white flag has come across. Thank you, Mr. Malone.
Minute 38.078.
We're going to focus in on Matt Malone here. Can he overtake Claus before we get the checker?
He's going to try, probably go full retard in the process. Whoa. Let's see what we can do here. I doubt it, he's pretty far ahead. I had my chance earlier.
Seems like Claus has really accumulated some distance here. Two seconds. Malone's really need to get a run. Like now, in order to catch him.
How do you like that? It's slow down.
Great Sebastian.
Nice race. That was really, really fun.
The ice cold Dave Gelling finished the race first place, which he started. With a time of 30 minutes, 14
Yeah!
seconds, 393 hundredths of a second.
So I'll say
And
that's a
Malone,
quarter
with
retard.
Fantastic drive considering some adversity, finishes 14th. Confirmed here.
Woo!
Nice job,
Pretty
Malone.
good, man. Thanks for being fair.
Woo! That was crazy. Wild
Again,
broadcast.
this is the second race of the Grip TV
Woo.
St. Patty's Day
Woo.
GT3 race event.
Yes, it was.
Two race series, celebrating us leaving
Good race, yeah.
Zandvoort on our way to Sao Paulo, Brazil, Interlagos racetrack, starting here in the next couple of hours. Again, this is Judson King with Grip TV. Y'all take care now.
And that's Judson King signing off. I'll have a helicopter come pick you up and we'll head on over to the new track, Interlagos.